Hello, welcome to Anatomy and Physiology. You are learning about the brain, the neuron, and the impulse. And here in Google Classroom, you can click on the slide so that you can turn in the 3 diagrams, tables, and explanation sentence. You can look at the slide for directions, and you can look at these charts for things to draw and trace. You can read this packet to understand, and I'm just going to show you. You can look at the charts and see the 3 things that you're drawing and labeling. It's the brain, it's the nerve impulse, and it's the neuron. And I'm going to tell you about this thing right here. Right here is the synapse. Synapse is, S-Y-N means together. So this is the place where nerves come together. You can see it zoomed out from this point on the end of this neuron, this nerve cell. And I want to tell you a little bit about the relevance of this. So those little dots are called neurotransmitters. Neuro, like nerve, transmit, so like message. So how is information transmitted or communicated throughout your body? Well, this is the electrical way, and it's thanks to these neurotransmitters, and we have a bunch of different ones. But they basically do the things that you're showing in the nerve impulse diagram, like this. So I'm going to show you, as you zoom in on this, and you see those same dots on this diagram. Imagine if those neurotransmitters are a chemical called dopamine. You may have heard of dopamine, or you've heard of dope. So to understand how neurotransmitters work, some of them are a bit different, but I'll just talk about dopamine. So dopamine is why you want to continue to scroll on your phone, and you want your thumb to just keep scrolling and scrolling because you need to see something else. As soon as you see something new and interesting, you need to see something else new and interesting, because the neurotransmitters get dumped out here. They hit the receptors. Oh, that feels good. We're happy. But immediately they go right back up in here. They're recycled, reuptaken. The neurotransmitter. So, well, then I need to scroll some more when that happens, right? So here's how, and the reason we even have any kind of pleasure when it hits these receptors on this other neuron is that we have another chemical, this doesn't show it on here, for in the case of dopamine, that will stop it from going back up there too quickly. So that at least it stays here long enough, it can attach to these receptors, and we feel some kind of reward from that. In fact, this is how we learn. Neurotransmitters is how we learn. These pathways, they get reinforced, and we know if I do this, I'll be rewarded. If I do this, I'll be rewarded. Just like when you scroll. I know if I scroll, there's probably something interesting. I'll just do another one and another one. Oh, something else interesting. It keeps us going in life, actually. What happens if I do this? In the case of marijuana, the THC chemical will actually fit right here, and it lasts longer than our natural chemical that makes the dopamine stay out here where it can keep hitting these receptors on the next cell. And the THC molecule keeps the dopamine from going back up in there, and it just stays here. And so you'll notice that's one of the side effects, or you'll have heard of that kind of a lack of motivation, because it feels like there's no point. Why do something for reward when the chemical is already there, and it's just staying there? So that's an example of the relevancy of understanding this. It applies to so many other things. And dopamine is not the only neurotransmitter. We also have things like serotonin, which makes us happy, just generally happy. Serotonin, in the case of you win some kind of victory, like you put in some work on an assignment, you turn it in, you make a 100, and you feel rewarded by that, and you tend to feel that for longer. So that one is an example of one that is like kind of stays out there, or it works longer, so you still feel that same sense of reward a little bit longer. And you'll notice with different things in life, you'll have those lasting rewards. Like maybe going out for a run and you get runner's high. Been a long time since I had that, but I've had similar kind of things. And it lasts for a while. You go and shower, and a few hours later, you still feel those kind of feelings. And it's, of course, a blend of these neurotransmitters, different ones, and also some hormones. So that's a little synopsis of what you're doing. You're making these 3 diagrams and labeling them. And you're going to write a sentence for why you think the nerve impulse is important.